Welcome to Beach Boys Talk, a live stream show dedicated to our favorite band, the Beach Boys.
Just from your experience, obviously with the guys
but you know that California, that Beach Boys sound. Boy.
Whether you're a seasoned fan or a new listener, there is something for everyone to enjoy on Tuesday nights.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Chad, how are you? How's everybody doing?
We are not experts or historians. We are just two brothers that love the Beach Boys and their music. We bring on historians and authors, current and past band members, and songwriters to bring us closer to the music we all love.
What are you standing here? What are you waiting here for? You know, Brian, you don't have to wait here. Just go in there. You're the brother, man. You know.
Plus, we feature an all-request live platform, so you can hear your favorite songs each week. A live chat so you can connect with other fans, fun games, and of course, the usual shenanigans. So if you're a fan of the Beach Boys, young or young at heart,
get your chatting fingers ready. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What kept the Beach Boys from being the Beatles? That's a huge, huge question. But I think I've got the answer.
What's up, everybody? Brother Matt, how are you? Good. Let's make sure everybody can hear you. Let's make sure. Hold on. Okay, they can hear me? Oh, no. We can't hear Matt. Hold on, Matt. Hold on. Matt, say something.
Hello.
Okay. Can we hear Matt? Keep talking, Matt.
How is everybody? Excited to be here.
Yay, there we go.
They can all hear me. All right.
For some reason, every once in a while, our software completely resets, and it doesn't exactly tell me. Anyway, long story short, welcome everybody to Beach Boys Talk. We're so honored, and we are in love with all of you. We just love you all so much. Matt, how are you doing, my friend?
You know what? I'm doing well. I've been kind of on a high, with this Feel Flows coming out and all this new music to listen to, and reading about it again. So from a Beach Boy perspective, I'm doing really well. Personally, I'm doing okay too. But it's a good time to be a Beach Boys fan.
Oh, I don't really care about you personally. It was more like a Beach Boys showy kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
There's a couple different reports, but I think Scott summed it up on actual sales.
Yeah.
Feel Flows is at number 9 on the charts, and then on another chart it's 83. But either way, for a band that's been around for 60 years and music from really an unknown period, that's really, really good. Really encouraging,
I think you nailed it. It's not only is it the Beach Boys, right? But it's the Beach Boys from, I think
it's not Pet Sounds,
an overlooked. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not Smile. It's not Pet Sounds. It's not Cars and Surfing. But anyway, welcome to Beach Boys Talk, everybody. We're so excited to have you here. We are a weekly live stream show. That means everything is live right now as we're speaking. We are live. You guys can you guys can chat. Everything is live happening, and it's all about our favorite band, the Beach Boys. It started kind of out of the whole pandemic stuff, and it's turned into a really fun get-together every Tuesday night for really a lot of wonderful people, and we're so grateful that you join us.
Yeah, we never claim to be experts or musicologists or historians. No, we're just diehard Beach Boy fans. I think that through this time, and by the way, we do have a little milestone tonight. This is our 30th episode, which is kind of a neat thing, Greg, when you think about looking back when we started this, that we're 30 episodes in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Through that time, we've learned quite a bit about the band. And what a show we had last week and the week before with Mark Lynette and Alan Boyd.
Oh, my gosh. Wonderful.
Such a thrill. But tonight, we're going to kind of complete the arc of Feel Flows, and we're going to break down the Sunflower album. Out of Sunflower and Surf's Up, Sunflower's my favorite of the two.
Yeah.
We're going to have a little Many Moods of Matt section tonight, segment, I should say. we're going to do a little tribute to Al Jardine since he celebrated his birthday on September 3rd. And also, we're going to do something we haven't done in so long that I'm really excited for, and that's Brother Greg's here is going to play your requests tonight. So stay around for that.
It's been like it's probably been a long 10 or 15 weeks since we actually took some legit requests. So yeah, part of our show, originally part of the show was you guys can request a Beach Boys song, and I will hack my way through it, and we can kind of sing it together. It's a lot of fun. So we're going to try and do that.
Maybe we'll keep them a little bit Al Jardine centric tonight.
Maybe your favorite Al Jardine songs. That's a good idea.
And also, we have a giveaway. What are we giving away there, Greg?
Oh, Matt, we are giving away our third and final double LP Field Flows. We're giving it away. We've already given, and they're on their way, by the way, folks, for those of you that have won. But you can win this tonight. All you had to have done is click going to our event that we had on Facebook, and you are automatically entered. You have to be here to win it, though. So we will at the end of the show. Yep. Yeah, at the end of tonight, we will go ahead and announce the winner. But just some quick thank yous, as we usually do. A big thank you to all the Facebook groups that let us post. I think we are somehow great, I don't know how to say it. We're like a different level member of some groups now, Matt. It's awesome, and so it allows us to post, and we really appreciate that. All the moderators and administrators that let us post our stuff. It's probably annoying, but once again, it all goes back to we just want a place where we can hang out with other Beach Boy fans. And I always think that there's one Beach Boy fan out there that's lonely or is like, man, I wish I had other people to talk to about this great band. Or someone who maybe hasn't experienced their music and think about what it's done for all of us. What could it do to maybe a new person?
It's been inspiring because, Greg, you and I got the idea to do this from when we were kids and reading on all these message boards and other things like that because we were fans, and
great
so now
segue.
With the stream now, it's good. So, so we want to thank all of them.
Thank you. As my brother, great segue. Big thank you to the message boards. Smiley Smile, I used to read that in high school. The Beach Boys Today, the folks over there. And then, of course, a friend and partner of the show, the Endless Harmony Forum, really great group of guys over there. So if you have questions that maybe seem to go unanswered or you want to do a deep dive on a specific topic, head on over to endlessharmonyforum.com and Dirk and the gang will help you out over there. You can ask questions. You can join in on ongoing conversations. It's a really wonderful place. So if you're looking for more, you just can't get enough, and Tuesday nights aren't enough for you, then head over to Endless Harmony. Endless Harmony sponsors our Many Moods segment, so big thank you. The show's free, as always. If you can share the stream, that's always really helpful. If you can go to Facebook and share it on your page or share it with friends. If you know somebody that's a Beach Boy fan, you can maybe just tag them in this. But it's always helpful for you to share this show. And Matt, I want to say, if we have any new members out there, if we have any new folks, now would be a great time to tell us your favorite album, tell us where you're from, tell us your name, introduce yourself to the group. We have some regulars, we have people that are new every week, and it's a lot of fun. So if you're new to the stream or haven't chatted before, maybe let's take a moment and hear from some of our noon folks. And why don't we take a moment, Matt, and read some of the chat here? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I did see one. It's past me now, but it was somebody from Utah. And they said their favorite album is Still Cruising. Did you find that one?
One of the Beach Boys' favorite places to visit, by the way.
Yeah, and he said his favorite album was Still Cruising. He had the cassette when he was a kid, and I responded, I had that as well. I remember listening to that. I love Make It Big on there. That's awesome. Make it big. I love Still Cruising too, but yeah.
Oh, boy.
One of Carl's good vocals.
You can make it bigger than life. See your name spelled right up on the bright lights. Have a little faith in yourself.
Everything that you do.
Oh, you're gonna make it big if you want to. Even if you want to. And baby, you're a superstar. That's an awesome song. I want to keep
really
singing it. Cool.
Yeah,
Still Cruising. Great album. So let's see. Who else is on? Oh, Clint Thomas. Clint Thomas on YouTube must be from Utah.
Hey, Clint.
Welcome, Clint. Thanks for joining us. Rand. Hey, Rand, you're Island Girl. He likes Island Girl. Rand likes Island Girl. It's cool.
Oh, yeah, the Al Jardine tune. Yeah, that's a good one.
Hi, Gabby. Mm-hmm. Gabby on YouTube says Sunflower is probably one of my favorite albums from them. Man, I got it. Gabby, you were way ahead of me. because I think only recently I was kind of turned on to Sunflower. Jacqueline Trokey, I would love to win. Well, Jacqueline, all you have to do is be here and have clicked going on the event. Ian, hi Ian. This whole experience is something the world needs right now. Thank you for giving this to us. Well, I appreciate that, but you guys being here, that's the whole thing. It's my brother and I are just kind of we're like the location you guys come to hang out, but you guys are the show. It's really fun to chat with all of you. Claire is here, Don, Sean, hey Sean, Joyce is in the house, and Julie, hi Julie. Stacy, is Stacy here? I haven't seen Stacy in a minute.
Stacy's here, yeah.
Great.
She's here.
Jamie Arnett on YouTube. Hey, Jamie. Steve Sanderson on Facebook. How are you doing, Steve? It's good to talk to you.
Hey, Steve.
Awesome. Gail is here. Let's see. We got any other new? Oh, Jacqueline says, I'm kind of new. I tuned in last week from Florida. Love pet sounds. Jacqueline, where in Florida are you from? We love Florida. Florida's awesome. We love the beaches.
And Chase says, this is my second ever show. Love you guys. And
hey,
now
Chase.
I look forward to joining you each week. Well, thank you
Chase
for that.
Mihan.
Jeff C. says,
hey, Jeff.
Hello from Pennsylvania. Favorite is Spirit of America and Holland. Yeah, the Holland album. That's a good one.
Wow, two very different songs, right?
Yeah.
One is
Gabby,
like hardcore car, and the other one is like very late.
Yeah, I know
it.
And Gabby wants to know what our favorite songs are from Sunflower. Oh, don't you worry. We're going to get into that.
We're going to talk. And I have
we're going to go through every song. So,
by the way, all you Facebookers out there, I got a bone to pick with you on our Sunflower poll. Unbelievably upset and disappointed in our Facebook fans. Allison says, in my car, banger. Absolutely.
That is.
It's
and
so
Carl's
good.
vocal in that is good. In my car.
What's that? Does the verse go on that? In my car.
That it goes. Da, na, 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 na,
Oh, yeah.
When Brian sings that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Johnny Corbin.
All right, I'm not gonna sing that anyway.
Tino says, "Howdy, first time tuning in live. Welcome, Tino. Tell us your favorite Beach Boys album and song too. We're glad to have you here. Hey, yeah. Owen's here. Hello, Owen.
Vince on Facebook says, where is it? What about Al's vocals on the end of Somewhere Near Japan? Which he sings the I don't know where I am. Right? Isn't that Al? What does he sing at the end?
I thought it was Bruce sang like something at the end. I'd have to re-listen to that
is
song.
Bruce.
Yeah, and I don't know, but that is a good song though.
That's an amazing song. Tino, Andrea or Andrea, I'm sorry. Greetings from PA. Love you. Well, we love you, Andrea.
No, you know what? I'm wrong. It is Al. Al does a little like
what does he sing?
One of his like emotional things. He kind of goes off on a rant. You know how he does in some of the songs.
What
at
is
the
he
end?
Sing it. Do you remember it?
He kind of sings like a counter melody over the song. I don't remember, but it is.
Oh,
it's like at the
I gotta
end.
go back and listen to it.
Owen, Tino.
Owen's in the house. Go ahead.
Tino says my favorite album is Sunflower and favorite song is All I Want to Do. There you go, Tino. Well, you're at the right place tonight. We're gonna go through all these. Oh, that is an amazing song. Sonic Heaven.
It is. It absolutely is. Awesome. Hey, Taylor. Taylor's in the house. Good to talk to you. Well, Matt, what do you think? Should we get into the show here? You want to do?
Let's do it.
My absolute favorite thing that we started doing probably about 25 episodes ago, and that is this segment right here. Everybody strap up, get ready. Here we go. It's time. Many moons out,
I had to go away this weekend. I took a long road trip, and of course, it was a really good time to listen to some Beach Boys music, of course. So I started, since Field Flows has come out, it's really kind of turned me back into very interested in this era. So I started with Sunflower. I listened to Surf's Up. I listened to Carl and the Passions, which is an album I have not listened to in quite some time. And then I listened to Holland. And one of the things that stuck out to me about this was it's very interesting to me when I think about Bruce Johnston. When you listen to Sunflower, you have 6 songwriters on there. Al has some co-writes, Carl has some co-writes, Mike and Brian, of course. And then Bruce has a couple songs on there. But what was weird about it for me, and same on Surf's Up, is that the songs that he writes are very good. as songs, but to me, they don't fit on a Beach Boys album. They sound kind of jarring, because when I listened to Carl and the Passions, on the other hand, in Holland, there were no Bruce songs on there. Even Blondie and Ricky's songs sounded a little bit more rock and progressive, like they fit in a little bit more, with the band. So what I've been wondering is not only did Bruce fit in the Beach Boys? I think that's a fair question. We know that he took over for Brian touring. He locked himself in a room and learned bass and learned the parts. Okay, he's a very, very musical guy. But when listening to those songs, I often wonder as well, were the Beach Boys bad for Bruce? Did the Beach Boys kind of kill and stifle Bruce's creativity? Because even on Sunflower and Surf's Up, when the Beach Boys songs come on that Bruce has written, it's almost like a Bruce solo song. He doesn't collaborate with other Beach Boys. There's a story we talked about when we did our Surf's Up album, that he shut the door and he said no Beach Boys allowed in here while he recorded it. And so I just wonder that I wonder if would Bruce have had a bigger career or a big solo career on his own if he didn't write for the Beach Boys. And yes, Lee, you're correct. He did write a song on 2020, but I'm just saying I didn't listen to that one, but he wrote The Nearest Faraway Place on there. I just feel like his songs are good, but they're ones that I'll skip over, and it's no disrespect to Bruce. They're just not Beach Boys. Tears in the Morning, for example, is a neat song, but it's very kind of melodramatic, and some people like that, but I just don't think, you have that. And then you go into like It's About Time or something like that. Yes, he did collaborate with Brian on Deirdre, although Bruce says recently that Brian barely did anything on it. He gave him a credit. But so I guess my question tonight, and we will go on the Endless Harmony forum later, and I'll write this all out. But my question is, do you think, there's two things. Do you think the Beach Boys kind of stifled Bruce's creativity? And two, do you think the Beach Boys were better off? Would they have been better off without Bruce in the band on those albums? Because like I said, when I listen to Carl and the Passions in Holland, there's no Bruce, and I don't feel like those albums are any less because there's not a Bruce song on there. And again, no disrespect to Bruce, but I just don't feel like the songs that he wrote are really in the style of the Beach Boys, because even Dennis, who wrote a lot of songs on Sunflower, and Carl, wrote a couple on Surf's Up, even though that was their first time, in a way, not their first time writing songs, you still have that voice too. They still sound Beach Boys authentic. Because the other thing with Bruce is his voice, to me, doesn't sound like a Beach Boy voice. So again, it's nothing against him as a musical person. He's very musical, very talented. He had a career before the Beach Boys, but I just wonder, and I wonder everybody's thoughts on this. Do you think the Beach Boys kind of killed Bruce Johnson's career, or maybe Bruce kind of settled for, an easy gig, right? Playing live with the greatest band in the world is not a bad gig, but and so that's what I was wondering as I listened to these records over the weekend.
The many moods of Yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack in that conversation, because the question is, did the Beach Boys hurt Bruce? But then the other side of that is, did Bruce hurt the Beach Boys? Right? I mean,
right.
Yeah, I think it's a really good question. And
I mean, I just read
Matt,
something
real quick.
Oh,
I think we should say before we continue the conversation, we love Bruce.
Yeah,
Bruce
of course.
is awesome. Like,
of course.
He is he's incredibly talented.
Yes.
Some say he's a genius in his own right. So
yeah.
With that being said, let's have the conversation, because I think it's interesting. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, one of the things, and maybe one of our experts can verify this, and again, I don't like salacious stuff, but one of the things I read was that in 1969, some of the Beach Boys approached Billy Hinchy to take Bruce's place in the band, and Billy Hinchy declined. Yeah, and I don't know if that's true. Maybe somebody could tell me that, but I wonder if that was because of his musical style was just different, And again, I'm not trying to beat up on the guy. I really try to approach it from the other way. That Bruce won a Grammy for I Write the Songs, right, with Barry Manilow, so he could definitely write good music. Popular music, just in a different genre than the Beach Boys. So again, it's nothing against him. And I just wonder if him taking a job in the Beach Boys and staying may have stifled his creativity.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you. Just just from I think if you look at it from like a purely musical standpoint, stylistically, it just does not line up with Surf's Up's a great example, right? You have songs like Till I Die and Long Promised Road, but then Disney Girls is like really, it's just like I said, stylistically, it's not really in the same vein. Actually, anytime a Bruce song appears on a record, except for Deirdre, which I think is funny that Brian is credited on that, whether he helped him or not, I guess we don't know. But I think
he's definitely credited for sure. Yeah.
Anytime Bruce does something on a Beach Boy record, it definitely it seems to me to sound out of place. And that's just, I guess that's my opinion, but stylistically, it's hard to argue that Bruce does not write the same kind of music that the Beach Boys did together. I don't think you can really argue with that. The real question is, would the Beach Boys have been better off, and would Bruce have been better off if it had been a shorter term that maybe they had been together?
Well, when I listen to Carl and the Passions, which again is probably not their greatest album, but to me it flows, right? It all has the same sound.
Okay.
And when you think about if you stuck in the middle of that, one of Bruce's, epic, ballads, like if Tears in the Morning was on that album, it would, again, his style doesn't fit. And that's why I thought with Blondie and Ricky in those songs, Hold On to Your Brother, what's the other one called? Here She Comes. Those are not Beach Boys style, but they're still kind of hard rock. They're still in the genre of rock and roll, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah,
and I feel like
Bruce
Bruce's
was
songs
like
aren't
70s,
in that genre.
Bruce was like late 70s light pop in 1969. You know what I mean? So it was like really out of place.
Yeah.
But I've said this before, Matt. I think I said it on a previous episode. I think in a lot of ways, I think Bruce being in the Beach Boys probably held him back from a career standpoint. I mean, I think he probably could have been. Do I think Bruce should sing his own stuff? Probably not. But do I think that that like his songs are good enough that if they were to be sung by someone else, which is what I don't understand. Maybe
I write the songs. Look at that example.
Well,
right
I know,
there,
but can the experts tell us in the chat, why didn't Bruce write more for Carl or for Dennis? Like, why didn't he? It seemed like all the Beach Boys were cool with writing for each other.
Yeah, and singing their songs.
Bruce didn't. Bruce kind of seemed to kind of keep his own stuff to himself, and I wonder if that held him back too. But Matt, maybe we should go to the chat and see what they have to say.
What the chat has to say.
I hope people don't think we're taking a crap on Bruce.
I'm actually trying to compliment Bruce in a way to say I feel like he could have done a lot more with his music because he's a very, very talented guy. I feel like the Beach Boys almost pigeonholed him too much, where they couldn't have a lot of his songs on albums because they're not really a Beach Boys style. Now, one of the confusing things is that early on he was with the Ripcords, as somebody said in the chat, Hey Little Cobra, all those songs sound like Beach Boys. So I don't know why later when he started writing songs, he changed the style so much,
Yeah, and to be fair to Bruce too, it could have been the fact that they were not doing well, that maybe he was just trying to do anything he could to help. Maybe he's like, look, this is what we're doing is not working. Let me try something. So it'd be interesting to talk to him someday.
And I think he was a vital part of the live shows, especially early on when Brian decided not to tour anymore. But that's different than putting songs on the album that are so far out of the, out of the Beach Boys world,
I love the word schmaltz. Because that's
like
I don't know what the word schmaltz means. I don't know where it comes from, but that to me perfectly describes it. And schmaltz when Bruce sings it. I think if someone were like what if Carl or Brian sang Deirdre? Like, can you imagine? Like for some reason it would probably land better. But
that sounds like it would be good for Carl's voice. And if we ever have Bruce on the show, that'd be really cool if that ever happens. I would ask him that. I would say, do you feel like staying with the Beach Boys may have hurt your own musical career, as a solo artist or as a songwriter? I think that's a fair question to ask,
Right. Or maybe like sometimes I wonder too, if like, he could be like of the 80s, he would have been the Max Martin of today, like that just wrote every pop tune that came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he was
for other people. Yep.
But think of how little time you have when you're on tour, to kind of even write music. That's why Brian ended up quitting, right? For some of the reasons.
Yeah.
Let's read. Let's go to the chat. Let's hear Stacy. Let's go to our good friend Stacy. Stacy says, "I think Bruce and Carl together on God Only Knows that their voices complement each other beautifully." Wow. Okay, that's fair. Joy says, "Totally agree, Matt." Russ Smith on Facebook, correct. Bruce didn't like Riley or the direction he took the band in, but he does acknowledge Jack's
Rock,
contributions now.
Yeah.
In making the band hip again. So, okay. Joey Hooper on Facebook says Bruce did record some backing vocals on Beach Boy albums when he was out of the band. Okay.
Yeah, he actually sang backgrounds on Marcella, I know, and he also was on Love You. You can hear him as clear on I'll Bet
Love
He's
You?
Nice. Yeah, he sings on I'll Bet He's Nice.
You totally can. You totally can.
Yeah.
Dirk, good friend Dr. Beach Boy, Dirk says Bruce said his songs didn't fit and he would take them off to fit more Brian songs on an album. Did he say that at the time, or is that like in retrospect? I wonder.
Yeah, and I wonder if he knew that, why they would put him on there, because again, they're good songs, but maybe they would have been appreciated more in the music world if they, if it was in an easy listening kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Instead of the rock and roll genre.
Well,
of the Beach Boys.
And my biggest problem with the Surf's Up album too, to be fair to Bruce, was, well, you had all this Dennis music, because I remember David Beard telling us before Feel Flows came out, hey, wait till this Feel Flows things comes out, because it's got a bunch of Dennis stuff on there. But to be fair to Bruce, the Dennis stuff is rough, man. It's not. I mean, they definitely picked most of the quality out. Now there are a couple on Feel Flows that I really like, but a lot of that Dennis, a lot of that Dennis stuff, I don't think is very like listenable. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Ched,
go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Ched on Facebook says Bruce definitely enjoyed the Gravy Train during the 80s, but to be fair, it wasn't easy sledding from 68 to 71 for the band or for Bruce. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like, and thank you, Ched. That's perfect. Is like they were probably grasping at straws, so probably like, man, well, why don't we let Bruce, you do your thing, see if that ends up working,
Yeah,
so that's fair.
That's fair. Yeah.
Chase on Facebook says, I checked online, and yes, Bruce was not involved with the band from Carl and the Passions through MIU. Yeah,
right. He did say he sang on some things every now and then, but yeah, he wasn't in the band, wasn't touring or anything like that. And again, I like MIU a lot. I like Love You. 15 Big Ones is okay, but Holland and Carl and the Passions, when I listened to those again, I really, really enjoyed them. And honestly, again, it's nothing a slight to Bruce, but one of the things that stuck out is that you didn't have one of those songs on there, one of those dramatic tunes, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Our good friend Denise. Yes, that's true about Billy Hinchy. Okay, so the expert says that was true. Interesting.
And I think Dirk said something about that too. They asked David Marks as well, and he declined. So
yeah, you all know way more than we do, and we love learning stuff. David on Facebook, Bruce did a spot on Sirius stating that he never thought he would advance as much musically without joining the band. Heard that several times. Wow, so it's the opposite. I've never heard that either. Thanks for sharing that, David. Claire from the UK says, I don't think Bruce hurt them, but I didn't miss him at all when he wasn't there. Sorry, Bruce. Yeah, it's I understand,
right.
Claire.
That's what I mean about. Oh, go ahead.
It's not bad, but on the other hand, like I said, it just seems out of place in so many circumstances.
It's kind of like what I was saying. Like when I turned on Carl and the Passions and I didn't hear a Bruce song, I wasn't like, oh, there's no Bruce song on this album. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, Patricia on YouTube confirms, yes, I believe that's true. Billy declined because he wanted to go to college. Wow. That's
what I read, yeah.
Joyce, our good friend Joyce Garrison, exactly. He was in a different genre. You can tell from the songs he wrote. Lee Marshall, I agree for the most part. Bruce, but his work with the Ripcord showed that he did have a Beach Boys voice. His songs are quite listenable. Not really Beach Boys style, but he could write songs, and a couple of the boys weren't musically prolific by any means. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, the songs are great. I love Deirdre a lot, especially the Feel Flows when they rip out the vocals and it's just the background.
Yeah.
I love listening to it.
I like Disney Girls. I like the chord changes, the do, 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 do. I like that. It's just, but in the middle of Surf's Up, it just seems strange.
It seems schmaltzy.
Yeah.
Gail on Facebook, I agree that Bruce did not really fit with the rest of them. I don't think the Beach Boys hurt Bruce, though. It was his choice to be there. I think the only way he could have hurt them is that he added to the infighting. I do like his songs on Sunflower and Surf's Up, but yeah, he's different. Definitely different. And not bad. Not bad, but just different for sure. Mm-hmm. Blue Leader on Twitch, I think the fact he came back to the group at the end of the 70s shows that he wasn't going to have a huge solo career. What year was Going Public? That's a good question, Matt. What year was Going Public?
It's like, wasn't it like 77 or something like that? It's maybe
it's got
earlier.
Pipeline on it and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's in the mid 70s, of course, when he was away, and I know he came back in 79 for the Light album, and of course, even on that album, he didn't have a song, but he remixed "Here Comes the Night" into disco, which gets kind of heavily maligned too, So,
yeah.
And then Beach Boys '85, he wrote that She Believes in Love Again with Carl has a nice vocal.
Not a bad, and that's a great song too. Yeah,
that one fits better on that.
It looks like 77 was
77.
Going
okay.
public. Let's see. Andrea says Bruce is bubblegum pop. Yeah, I think Bruce was like 70s super light pop. Bruce was writing Christopher Cross music before Christopher Cross in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? Like, Patricia says Bruce himself actually said that on American Bandstand once. He said something like his songs didn't fit the Beach Boys. Yeah, it's interesting. Scott, our good friend Scott, definitely an expert. I wonder, and perhaps other people know about this than I do, how close Bruce was to the other band members around that time, late 60s, early 70s. That's a good question. Yeah. I just assume they were all close, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you mean by close?
And that's why I wonder when I read those things that they wanted to replace him in the band. I wonder if it was a personal thing or if it was a musical thing. You know, I guess we'll never know for sure. But.
Yeah, Russ on Facebook has a good point. Check out Bruce's work with Elton John, Pink, Floyd. I almost just said Pink. Eric Carmen's second and third solo albums. Yeah, that's exactly his speed. Eric Carmen stuff. Like that's perfect for like Elton John. Perfect for Bruce. Like I could totally see Elton or Bruce writing Elton John songs. I totally could happen.
Yeah, and if he wasn't touring with the Beach Boys all that time and using some of his songs on there, maybe he would have done more of that. It's kind of what I was kind of thinking, you know.
Yeah, Joe on Facebook, Joe Jennison says, I think Bruce was just enjoying the touring life. He was comfortable with that. He wasn't really a sole producer or solid songwriter, in my opinion. Interesting. Okay. I think he was a good songwriter. I just don't think. I think he would have been I think, like with what he did with Barry Manilow, I think that could have and should have been like. I feel like he could have done that more. Jimmy, hey, our good friend Jimmy Kasdorf is on there.
Hey, Jimmy.
Bruce's songs are part of the Beach Boys canon to me. All of them have different songwriting styles. I have no issues with Bruce's contributions. All right, we got a pro Bruce there. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Well, Matt, going back to Sunflower, and we're talking about Bruce's contributions. I do really like Deirdre a lot. Tears in the Morning is not one of my favorites, but I really do like Deirdre, and I'd be interested to know why the Brian, like if he wasn't, why put him on there? You know, if he wasn't writing it, but or if he didn't contribute that much. But we did a poll on Facebook, everybody, where and this is where I was really disappointed. We did a poll on Facebook about your favorite Sunflower songs, and here is the list right here. And as you can see, number 1, Big Time, with almost 90 votes, nearly 100 votes. This Whole World is number 1. That is shocking to me as well, Matt. Number 2, Just As Shocking, with 61 votes. Add Some Music to Your Day, right? The gap there from 90 to 60 votes is pretty huge. All I Want to Do, I love that song. I was surprised to see it that high. Then Forever, not super surprised to see that one out there. Cool, Cool Water, very surprised to see that in the top 5. Slip On Through, that's probably where I think it probably should be. But Matt, here was the absolute tragedy. I was disappointed. I was disappointed all week, and I could not believe what has occurred in the Beach Boy community. I think everybody needs to stop what they're doing right now and take a look at this. Our Sweet Love, possibly one of the greatest songs ever written, period. Yeah. What I like to call the God Only Knows of the Beach Boys, that period, the God Only Knows of that period, got 12 votes.
And 2 of those were you and me.
Yeah, it got 10 votes.
Yeah.
What is happening? What am I missing here? Our Sweet Love is the string arrangements, the vocal arrangements. It's classic Brian, and it's Brian sonically so much better than the Pet Sounds era because you have the better recording quality. What am I missing? How is Our Sweet Love not number 1 by huge?
On Feel Flows to even have the violin part, and it's so gorgeous, just like they had on the Pet Sounds with the God Only Knows. I don't get it. It's a longer song. Somebody on Facebook said it doesn't build like God Only Knows, but that last verse when Carl says there's nothing in this world like Our Sweet Love, and the harmony comes in, it gives me chills every time, you know. Now, with regards to number 1, I think This Whole World is a great song. The reason I was surprised it was number 1 is because it's so short, you know. It's a short. It almost sounds like it's not finished to me. Maybe I'm I'm wrong there. You
Well,
know what I mean when I say that?
I don't think you're wrong because they had a couple different endings, it seems like, from the Feel Flows.
Yeah.
Matt, real quick, I want to call out very super friends of the show, the 10 people that voted for Our Sweet Love.
Oh, yeah.
You are super friends of the show. Michael B. Coates, D. Bumford, hi D. Don Schrum.
He's on the show.
Terry Hackbarth, Rebecca Volk, Susan Harris, Tiago Galindez, Dennis King, Andrew Schulsinger, and David Turner Smith. Congratulations on voting for the correct answer there in terms of the best song on Sunflower. To me, there's no doubt, and I don't understand. Someone's going to have to help me understand how Add Some Music to Your Day Down beat out Our Sweet Love. This Whole World I kind of get, but Our Sweet Love all the other ones I don't understand. I don't.
I mean, I
don't get it.
Actually, my second favorite on the album, we'll go through this when we talk, but has become It's About Time. I'm surprised that one's so low too, because that kind of made the Beach Boys cool. When people they used to play that at concerts and it was a big hit. And even that got below 10 votes, so.
Do you think that maybe once the box set is out for a little bit longer, that maybe that poll would change?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, this Whole World is kind of and Add Some Music to Your Day are probably the most, and Forever, probably the most well-known songs. Wouldn't you say that off of that album if you're going to pick three that everybody knows?
Well, thanks to Uncle Jesse, the Stamos.
Yeah, but I mean, Brian plays This Whole World in concert. He really likes that song, and Forever. And then Add Some Music, of course. David Beard had the Families redo that, and that's been another staple of a concert. So there's something about Our Sweet Love to me, though, is not just an album track to me. I think Our Sweet Love could have been, I wanted to read something before we start the album, and I will. But if the Beach Boys were still hip in the 70s, I think one of their mistakes was their opening single to Sunflower was Add Some Music. And I think their first single should have been It's About Time. But what they did was they put Tears in the Morning out as a single with It's About Time on the B-side, which kind of shocked me. Those songs are so different. So who knows? Who knows? It's all, what ifs, but
I think we should let's explain yourselves, chat. I think it's time to explain yourselves because there are a lot of people on here that voted that did not vote for Our Sweet Love, and which is like all of you. I think only 2 people that are on here right now voted for Our Sweet Love. So I want answers. I want answers right now. So let's see who's got answers for me. Let's go back up here. Okay, where do we start talking about Our Sweet Love?
I know
Scott. I think it's right here.
Okay, go ahead.
David on Facebook says, always loved Our Sweet Love. I agree with you both. Boom. There we go. Boom. It's that easy, folks. Zach B on YouTube, Our Sweet Love is above This Whole World. Thank you. Zach, you got to get on Facebook, man, and join our group so you can vote. Be on our team here. Patricia on YouTube says, I love Our Sweet Love. I think I was one of those 12. You probably were, Patricia. To me, it's like saying God Only Knows isn't the best song on Pet Sounds. It's like, what? How could you possibly say that? It like above and beyond every other tune on there. Gail Keith, why is that shocking? Well, Gail, let me tell you. I refuse to vote because I just cannot pick out a favorite. Well, what? Come on, Gail. You got to pick one. But This Whole World is so positive and wonderful. What a way to start an album.
So is Our Sweet Love. That's really positive.
Our Sweet Love is really positive. I don't know.
The lyrics are cool. It's got the Carl. I like to think of it as like God Only Knows Part 2. It's kind of got the same rhythm. It's got the sleigh bells. It's got Carl's vocal and Brian up there on the harmony. I mean, yeah, it reminds me of like what we think about as the essential Beach Boys, right? In 66, 67, doing their thing in 1970, Yeah, like you said, updated with better sound. They're a little bit more grown, but it's the same thing. As soon as that song pops on, it sounds different to me. It's on a different level.
Different level. Vince, the liner notes for Feel Flows about Our Sweet Love says Brian just kind of left it, and Carl and Al went to finish it because they loved it so much. Wow, that's pretty. True. That's pretty neat. So, how much does anybody know? Like where Brian stopped and they picked up? Was it like production?
I know that Brian actually wrote that song for the Friends. He started writing it during the Friends session, I believe, and then he didn't finish it. But he probably had most of it done.
My gosh, can you imagine that coming out on Friends? Mike Despagel. Hey, Mike. By the way, in the mail, buddy. This Whole World is a full-on Brian piece of music. The key changes don't make sense on paper, but in practice they work wonderfully. Yeah, there's a lot of key changes on that song. Just trying to learn it today.
This whole
the
world
star
too.
clips, on YouTube. Welcome. Our Sweet Love is my favorite song from Sunflower. Me too. Star clips. Welcome. Gabby, Our Sweet Love is so good. Yes, it is. Joe Jennison, This Whole World is so awesome. It could have been an album title. Yeah, it is. It is awesome. I can't disagree with This Whole World being at the top. I just disagree with Our Sweet Love being so far down and so little votes. So Sandy, hey Sandy on Facebook, all songs great on Sunflower, but Add Some Music to Me should be number 1. It sums up the impact of music on everyone. Yeah, so you're a big fan of the lyrics there, right? I think that's fair. Let's see who else we got. Darren. Hey Darren, good morning all from the UK. Yeah, seriously, you guys are crazy. Go to bed. I'm just kidding. Stay here, hang out with us. Scott on Facebook. Okay, here we go. Scott and I have to battle about this for a second.
I think he's the one that said it didn't build up.
He did, yeah, Scott. Not building tension in the way that God only knows. But that said, Our Sweet Love is way, way better than the 7th best song on Sunflower and should be in contention for the best song on the album, in my opinion. Right, exactly. Yeah. I'm not saying it has to be number 1, but to be that far down, I was just so surprised. So surprised. Scott says, I voted All I Want to Do, though, but it was close between that and Our Sweet Love. Claire says, never, This Whole World is just everything. Well, Claire, you need to listen to Our Sweet Love a little bit more, and I think you'd understand.
I think it's more unknown. I think you have a point, Greg. Maybe after this box set comes out, it's doing so well. Maybe Our Sweet Love will get a little bit more recognition.
Let me sing you a little tale. I'm just kidding. We're gonna get there. ENIAC ENIAC greets from Germany. Guten Tag.
Wow. Hello, Guten Tag.
Yeah, Guten Tag. Wie heißt du? I don't know German very well, but welcome. Greetings. So happy that you are here. What an honor to have somebody from Germany. Very cool. Jimmy, Our Sweet Love is not groundbreaking or complex like God only knows. Sorry. Man, wow. That sorry means absolutely nothing to me. Jimmy.
Why does it have to be groundbreaking or complex? It's an amazing song.
No, Jimmy, I've said this before. My brother and I talked about this. I don't think that Our Sweet Love contextually in that time period is the same as God Only Knows, right?
Right.
God Only Knows, groundbreaking for that time, everything about it was wonderful. I'm just saying, from comparatively to the rest of the record and the way Brian writes, I think that's the God Only Knows of that era, and I just can't believe that it's that far down on the list.
It's like Brian at his best in 1970.
Oh, Matt, so much. Yeah, Brian at his best, and for some reason, Alexia. But although that speaks to how great Sunflower is, I mean, the fact that we're having this conversation that Our Sweet Love is even considered not one of the best is
and it is interesting too that the top 2, This Whole World and Add Some Music, also are Brian Wright compositions. That's interesting too. Right?
Yeah, Alexia on Facebook, All I Want to Do is much better than Our Sweet Love. Easily, sorry. Well, you can't break my heart and then say sorry. That doesn't help very much. It just hurts.
Yeah, you're not really sorry. I mean,
you're not really sorry, Alexia. I'm just kidding, Alexia. Thank you for being here. You're awesome, and I love you. Julie Lipson says, I love Our Sweet Love, but I have several favorites on Sunflower, so it was hard to just pick one. Man, Matt, maybe our problem was making people pick one.
Yeah, but then then it's like the numbers are skewed because you could pick 5, right? Well, I love these 5. I love these 6.
Yeah, but it probably would have rated better because
it probably would have rated it better. But this really showed you if you have to pick one,
Yeah. Okay, it's interesting. Clint on YouTube. This Whole World is my favorite Beach Boys song, but a major pet peeve is Brian's background vocal. It's thin, tiny, tinny, and almost painful to listen to. Yeah, Brian's vocal, especially his high range stuff, got thin and tinny in those, and you can hear it on all the Sunflower. But still, I'd rather hear that than not though, because his vocal is just so great. Tom Jones on YouTube. So many great songs that the first few songs kind of overshadowed the others. Man,
that's fair. They kind of come strong, right, in the beginning.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, Matt, do you want to? Oh, by the way, Butch on Facebook. Hey, Butch, I love Forever. So do we. We love it too. So does Uncle Jesse. Matt, you want to get to our album breakdown? Let's do everybody. We're gonna go through the entire album. We're gonna talk about each song. Matt, you want to give us let's get into the Sunflower album. Let's do it.
All right. Let's give a little context. So the Beach Boys put 2020 out. They needed to do one more album for Capitol to fulfill their contract. They had trouble doing one. There was a working title called what was it called? The Fading Rock Band Revival was one of the titles.
Wait, what did you just say?
The Fading Rock Band
No,
Revival.
go back. Say that again. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
The Fading Rock Band Revival.
Dude, you stop saying the same. Go back before that. What is that? What are you saying?
Oh, they had to have one more album to fulfill their contract for Capitol, right?
And that was a name?
Yeah, that was one of the working names.
I have never heard that before.
The first single they put out, that's why Breakaway is not on an album. It was going to be on that album. That's why it's a single. With Celebrate the News.
What was the name of it again? No, I'm not kidding.
I thought you were making fun of me.
I'm not making fun of
you.
you.
The Fading Rock Band Revival.
The Fading. I love that.
Yeah, that would have been a better title.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So anyway, what they ended up doing was putting out Beach Boys concert, London concert. And then they switched to Warner Brothers. And the one thing I wanted to read before we get into the album was we had an interview with Fred Vail. We had 2 interviews with Fred Vail, but our friend. And he was still with the band at the time promoting them. And there's a little story here. It says, Vail went to visit powerful program director Jay Cook in Philadelphia. He proceeds to tell Vail how much he loves Brian Wilson's work, all that. And Fred says, well, you got to play, add some music. It's their new song. It's Brian Wilson. And he said, he looked at me straight and said, Fred, the Beach Boys aren't hip anymore. And Fred says that with tears in his eyes.
Yeah, he does too. Oh, I love Fred Vail. Love Fred Vail.
So the context of this album is that the Beach Boys were all together working on it. They talk about how they weren't worried about making hits. They just wanted to make music. But so it was really a neat way to make an album, but it did terribly. It hit 151 on the charts. Their worst selling album of all time. And hopefully now it's going to get its due, but that's kind of the context of the album as we go into it here.
Very cool. Sunflower. Well, let's do the first song here.
The first track is one of my favorite Dennis Wilson tracks of all time. It's a rocker, great album opener. It's called Slip On Through. Tell us all in the chat if you guys like this.
No place to go. I know a place where you can go. You got the ticket, come and slip inside. Come let my song take you for a ride. Come on, won't you let me be by your side from now and eternity? 'Cause I love you, baby I do. And now can't you see what has come over me? Oh, my life is growing like a big old tree. 'Cause I love you, baby I do. And now can't you see? Why don't you come and let me kiss and make it better? I'm not the one, come and let it later. You have relaxed, let your mind go free. You won't regret the feeling you receive. Come on, won't you let me be by your side from now and eternity? 'Cause I love you, baby I do. Now can you see what has come over me? Oh, my life is growing like a big oak tree. 'Cause I love you, baby I do. Now can't you see? My love is growing. Oh, your love is knowing. Mama, can't you see what has come over me? Oh, my life.
Way to go, brother.
Man, we talked about this. We had a poll for best album openers, and Slip On Through, I believe, was like top 3.
Yeah,
Slip On Through is such a great album opener from Dennis.
And the thing about it is, when you think about the Beach Boys at the time, if you think they're unhip, people wouldn't buy the record. But if you buy it and you turn that on, how could you think like, oh, this is a has-been band,
100%, Matt. 100%.
Yeah.
How can you listen to that and be like, wow, this is terrible? No, it's awesome.
No, these guys
so
are striped shirt, And the other thing that I find interesting about Dennis, if you notice, is the drums in the songs that he writes. Because he played pretty much simple beat. He kind of played like a punk drummer. He was good, but they're kind of complex, you know, the stuff he writes. It's interesting.
And so
but he doesn't play that way, you know.
And I didn't play it properly, but on the record, for those of you music geeks out there, if you're out there, it's really interesting. It plays a trick on your ear because the snare drum, which is typically heard on 2 and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's automatic when I talk with the right. What's really, really neat about Slip On Through is during the verse, the snare drum is actually placed on the and of 2 and the and of 4. So it's automatic when I talk with old friends, and it creates this illusion that
that it's in a weird
2
time
and 4 is in a
something,
completely different place, and it's really it's super disorienting. And then on the chorus, you hear that it all of a sudden really connects. And it's such a neat thing to do. And I've always wanted to know whose idea that was, because I forget who played drums on that. Matt, do you know? Can somebody in the Facebook, can you tell us who?
I read it. I know it was like a Wrecking Crew person. It wasn't Hal Blaine on that one, but it was another one of the guys they used a lot.
The drummer's awesome, but I want to know whose idea that was. Because it's so
Dennis
unique.
has a lot of them like that though with drums. You know, they're not just the typical, you know. So it's interesting. But yeah, great vocals in that song, great harmonies. It's uplifting. What a album opener. I mean, not much else to say about it. You know, so good.
Love it.
Yep.
Yeah, let's. You want to do? So let's go. Well, let's chat. Anybody in the chat have anything to say about Slip On Through? Gabby says Slip On Through gets me so hype. Yes, me too, Gabby. I get hyped like crazy. D on Facebook says Dennis was so exceptional on drums and vocals. Yes. Joey Hooper says Dennis Dragon. Oh, Dennis Dragon was the drummer. I think I may
Billy
have asked
said
this.
that too.
Billy's okay, so kind of
confirmed
confirmed from the experts in the chat. Scott says, the drums Slip On Through were the biggest aspect, the song that made it weird for me to listen to. That disorienting aspect was so odd. Yeah, 100%, Scott. Me too. Even as Matt and I both used to play drums, and it's really weird. It's super.
It is, but what's interesting about it though, then when it comes back like normal with that chorus, you kind of get chills. You know, it's like building up to it, and then it kind of resolves. You know what I mean? It's really cool. It's genius.
It's so
you know,
good.
if I can use that word,
Yeah, it's really fantastic. Hey, Les is in the house, everybody. How about some hearts in the chat for Les? Les, happy you're here. Sorry I'm late. Forgot it was Tuesday. Yeah, so did I. I'm not kidding, Matt. I've been
felt like a Monday today.
I've been saying it's Monday all day. Matt, I got to tell you guys a story. I got to tell our friends and all of our family a story here. My wife and I were hanging out, and we had this other couple come up to us and say, hey, do you guys want tickets to Grateful Dead and John Mayer tomorrow night? And I was like, yeah. We just said, yeah. And in my head, I'm like, Monday night, I don't have any calls. I think I'm good to go. Let's do it. Let's go. And on our ride home, halfway on the way, I'm like, today is Monday. Tomorrow is Tuesday.
Yep.
We have Beach Boys talk. Yeah. So it was really funny. But yeah, I'm definitely very, very disoriented. So let's move on. You want to go on to This Whole World? Claire's favorite song?
This was voted the most popular Sunflower song in our poll. This Whole World, written by Brian. Actually, this is a rare one where Brian wrote the lyrics and the music as well.
Cool.
You know, Till I Die is another one. But my only complaint about this song is it's too short, and I think it ends weird. I don't think it has like a natural ending. But other than that, it's brilliant for sure. Carl comes in at the beginning. Boom, boom. I'm thinking about this whole, so good. Yep.
I'm thinking about this whole world. Late at night, I think about the love of this whole world. Lots of different people everywhere. And when I go anywhere, I see love. I see love. I see love. Girls get mad at boys and go. Many times they just put it on a show. But when they leave, you better know you want it like everywhere, like everyone you see. Happy 'cause you're living this whole world. Ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah. Greg, tell everybody out there about because you know the musical side of this. My understanding is there's a lot of chord changes in that song, really quick ones.
Yeah, so
it's pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, for those of you keeping score at home, so we start in C major, and we go to the 4, and then we go to the 6, and then all of a sudden this minor chord, the 6, becomes the 1. Lots of different, and all of a sudden we build a song on the 6. People everywhere, and then that's the 3rd, the minor 3, which then becomes.
Yeah,
So so what's cool is he keeps hitting these minor chords, and then all of a sudden they turn into major chords, which is, I don't know, incidental or not, but it's kind of nice to have. You have like rainy days, and then you have like sunny days, right? Right, the difference between the two, it's really cool. But it's throughout the entire song. It's really cool. In fact, Brian does that again later on in At My Window. Another song I think that is really overlooked on Sunflower, where he actually inserts a minor key, a minor chord where he had a major before. Really interesting stuff from Brian here, but yeah,
one
that's
part
what's
I
happening.
really like in the middle of the song, whatever you call that, when he goes, "When girls get," the drums are.
Yeah, it's
really neat. Yeah. It's a cool, really neat fill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So
again, this song is top notch. It's not. Greg and I were bashing it. Well, I'm just, it's great. It's brilliant. One of the best on the album for sure.
Yeah, my issue with the poll wasn't so much the songs that were at number 1 through 10.
Right.
It was why is Our Sweet Love number 11? That was or whatever number it was.
Yeah, so
that was my problem. Hey, Carl Heinz from Germany. Let's see. Long time talking to Les here. Welcome, Carl Heinz. We're happy to have you here. What do you guys think about Our Sweet Love? I know it's a favorite of some of y'all's. I'm sorry, I kind of messed up a lot of that. But
this whole world, you mean? Yeah.
Scott, what'd I say?
Our Sweet Love. Still got that on the mind.
I still got Our Sweet Love on the brain. Our Sweet Love on
Scott
the
said
brain.
there are so many key changes in it. It kind of isn't really in any key at all. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, what do you write when you say, let's play it in this key? And then you have to,
it's got a bunch of different stuff going on. It's such a great song. But Matt, you want to go to number 3 here?
Yeah, number 3.
We are cooking through this album.
Another,
I love it.
Brian Wilson song. I know there were some other writers in it. I don't remember exactly who. I think some Beach Boys in it. And the nice thing about this one is everybody sings on it. I think with the exception of Dennis, like a solo part. The lyrics are pretty neat. It's another song with an uplifting message. Nice song for sure. It's called Add Some Music to Your Day.
This Sunday morning gospel goes good with the soul. This blues, folk, and country, and rock like a rolling stone. The world could come together as one if everybody under the sun could add some music to your day. You'll hear it while you're walking by your neighbor's home. You'll hear it faintly in the distance when you're on the phone. You're sitting in a dentist chair, and they've got music for you there to add some music to your day. Add some music everywhere. Add some music. Your doctor knows it keeps you calm. Your preacher adds it to his song. So add some music to your day. All right, here's the best part. Everybody sing it. Come on, ready? Here we go. Music when you're alone, like a companion for your lonely soul. Oh, whoa, 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 oh, when day is over, I close my tired eyes. Music is in my soul. At a movie, you can feel it touching your heart. And every day of the summertime, you hear children chasing ice cream cars.
They'll play it on your wedding day.
Thank you, brother. There must be about 1,000,000 ways to add some music to your day. Well, we got to sing it again. Okay. Music.
It doesn't happen again.
When you're alone. It's so good. I love that part.
Yeah. You know, that is the best part of that song. Carl's vocal there is really, really good.
He rocks. Oh, you mean the same Carl that before the show you said... You mean the same Carl that before the show you actually said that Carl has the worst lead vocal out of all the guys?
I said he's the third best singer in the group is what I said.
That is awful. That is the worst take ever.
Al, Brian, then Carl. Yeah, that's another talk for another night. But you know, the only thing I'll say about that song that we talk about Bruce and the Schmaltz. I kind of feel like the lyrics are a little bit like that, like almost like they're trying too hard. Do you know what I mean? To like
100%.
Like, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the right word's cliche, but it's kind of like that, you know, like children chasing ice cream car. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's like it's like a parody of themselves. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, guys, like I get Schmaltzy would probably be the way I would character. And we talked about Bruce being Schmaltzy. This is Beach Boys being very Schmaltzy, I think. But what do you guys think about? To add some music? Do you guys like the song?
Number 2 in our poll.
It was number 2 in our poll, so he can't probably not much argument from the chat on this one. Denise says not to bash Mike, but his vocal is a bit nasal on this one. Yeah, but that's what I mean. 100% Denise. I think they're kind of trying to get that Beach Boy sound, right? The formula thing, you know, kind of deal.
Yeah, it seems, I guess contrived might be the word, you know. I don't know. It's a good song. It's nice enough, but it doesn't talk about a song that doesn't build for me. The best part is the music when you're alone, but I think there's one too many verses, and you know, it just doesn't do it for me overall. It's a nice song, but it's not one of my favorites. I wouldn't even put it in my top 3 or 4 on that album. So,
well, it's funny. It's like the precursor to That's Why God Made the Radio, where it's like you have these songs where every Beach Boy is singing at some point, you know. Yeah, and that's kind of the formula for a lot of their stuff later on. You know, it's like, hey, we all get a turn here. It's more like it's hard to explain. I don't know what word I would use to describe that. But Susan on Facebook says, I love Add Some Music. Well, there you go. She love it. Dr. Beach Boy says, Matt. Carl has the best voice in the band. Dirk
hates me. Dirk, all the stuff I say about the Beach Boys.
Dirk, I told him if he said one more word, I was quitting the show and we were never doing it again. He was going to have to do it by himself. So Carl has the voice of an angel and was by far the best vocalist.
He does have a voice of an angel. There's no doubt.
How can you agree that he has the voice of a supernatural being and then say, oh, but he's third in the group?
Because I think Al does too, like a higher one. Maybe he's like an archangel or something. I don't know. Al, you know what I mean?
Is it cherubim? Wait, was it?
Yeah. Seraphim or something.
Seraphim, I love it. Sandy says, it's elementary, my dear, but that's true for a lot of their music and what attracted me to them. That's fair, you know, and I think a lot of people are attracted to the lyrics too of Add Some Music. You know, they're very positive, very like down to earth. You know, like at a movie or I'm sitting in a dentist chair. You know, it's not super deep, but a lot of people listen to the Beach Boys specifically because of that reason, right?
Yeah, and the overall like idea of the song is pretty neat because you know music does do that to people. You know, it makes you feel better, it lifts you up. You do hear it everywhere. I mean, so I understand what they were going for. Anyway.
Matt, real quick, Claire says he was Greg. Carl's voice just blows me away. So, what do you want to say to Claire? Go ahead.
Matt is a Satanist. LOL. No, I'm not. For the record, I'm not a Satanist. I'm talking about angels. I said the archangel. I didn't say Lucifer.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
All right, you ready to move on? We got another.
Well, let's read a couple more comments here. Carol on Facebook. Hi, Carol. How are you? One music critic said that Carl had the best voice in rock.
All right, this is getting off topic here.
We're
Thanks
getting
for bringing that up.
We're
Our
getting
private
way up.
conversation.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll talk about that another show. You're about to get dumped on, dude. I'm saving you. That's what we're doing. Okay, what's the next song here, Matt? What do we got? What's up next?
Okay, this song is again not one of my favorites on the album, but when as I have listened to it a few more times, it's kind of growing on me. It's just kind of a silly rocker. It's a Dennis song called "Got to Know the Woman."
I love this song, Matt. I think
it's all right.
It's a silly rocker, and that's perfect. Right. I love it because this album needed it. I think
it's not taking itself too seriously like the song before. You know what I mean? As the music is trying to be this deep, song, kind of, what I mean, emotional thing.
Matt,
and then you have Dennis just having fun.
Like the 3 songs before. I think they all are very
that's
this
fair,
is the album. Let's have a little fun on this one, and Dennis totally does. It's
and
cool.
I do like that about it. I do like that. And the part, there's a really cool part when it goes, "Got to know the woman." The background music's really neat there, the bass and all that. Yeah.
I just met a woman on my way home. She just blew my mind. My heart was a pumping. I mean, all the way home. Like a tool. Got to know the woman. 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 Big dig of me, I feel your dick bigger than me. Love the way you feel, dear. Oh, you make a man out of me. You make a man out of me. Got to know the woman. Got to know the woman. Ow. Yeah, a couple reasons why I love this song. One is it's a Dennis song, and I would have loved to, from this point on, heard more Dennis. And I love that. Dennis, a lot of his tunes, I think he probably early on felt like he needed to this is my one chance. This is my one chance to get a song on an album, so it needs to be epic and huge. What's the one? Celebrate the News, or what's the one on 2020? What's the one he does that's just so? It's so over the top.
Be with me, or it's one
Be
of those.
With Me. Yeah, it's come on, Dennis. But to be fair to him, he probably didn't have a lot of chances to do it.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see him on an album where he's getting some space to try some different things out, and I love that this was one of them. Really cool.
Do you know why I appreciate it more now too? Is after doing the show and talking with people who knew Dennis, this song reminds me of his personality. It's like him. You know what I mean? Like you said, there's nothing pretentious going on. It's just Dennis saying, "I'm going to do my thing," and I think that's why it's endearing to me now. It sounds like he's just having fun.
Yeah, and it's the laughing at the end, right? He's just having a good time.
Yeah.
And once again, this album needed it. It needed a little bit of a break from the "All I Want to Do," "Our Sweet Love," "This Whole World." Those songs are very positive, but they're also really heavy. Deirdre, "Tears in the Morning," very heavy. Don't need to say anymore.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Dennis's track "Got to Know the Woman" here? What do you think?
Joyce says easy to sing along to. That's true.
Denise says nobody but Dennis could have sung this one. I think you're right
that's
about
true
this.
too. And I think that's why he did, because he gave a lot of his songs to other singers. But that's what I mean why that one reminds me of just him and his personality. He had to sing that one.
Interesting. I'm sorry, real quick. Dirk says, got to know the woman was destined for the last Capitol album and then pulled for Sunflower after Capitol rejected the studio material and went with Live in London instead. That's interesting. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was that early. That
me
part
neither.
of that
Interesting.
back.
The Cincinnati Kid on YouTube loved Mike's backing vocals on Got to Know the Woman. Yeah, he's kind of got that
He's got his bass. All the backing vocals on that are cool. When Brian does the man out of me, he's up high. It sounds cool.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Nugget on YouTube says Boogie Woody. Yep, Boogie Woogie for sure. Some nice piano on that I did not play properly. But Rand says Be With Me is great. Yeah, it's okay. Rand, I appreciate you like the song. For me, Be With Me is just too. It's a lot of Dennis. A lot of his songs are just too, like orchestral, like just super dense for no reason. Like there's not a lot of musical value in the density. It's more just.
Without to go off topic too much,
there's
a song like that on Carl and the Passions called "Make It Good" that does that. It's okay, but then it turns into like this classical piece. And it sounds out of place on that album, this like hard rocker of an album,
Yeah.
But, yeah.
All right, Matt, let's go on to our next one. What do you think?
All right. The next
what do we
one,
got? What's the next song?
The next one is one that I know you like quite a bit. And I got to say, I know we talked about Bruce earlier. This is one of my favorite Bruce songs that he did with the Beach Boys. And this is Deirdre. Again, it is a collaboration with Bruce and Brian, but Bruce has said a number of times that he wrote most of the song and Brian might have changed a few words, but gave him 50% writing credit. Now, I don't know what that means, why that matters or doesn't matter, but I know Bruce says that. But it's a nice song. The chorus is really nice in the song, and the harmony and Brian up top there, I like it a lot. Yep.
Let's see if we can do it. The trouble you had, it wasn't so bad. It's only laughing back with what you're living for. We'll sit down right here. Ah, dang it. Clear away all your tears. Well, we don't have time to talk about much more. Good things turn bad, but it's over now. So don't be sad, 'cause you're older now. And lots of people like Deirdre. You're back again. Still have all your friends, and they used to ask me why I go with Deirdre. Oh, what could I say? You ran away. Don't you think it's time that you stayed right near me? These nights that were meant to be, with you and me, now the way that we always had our love. Deirdre, I love your long hair. Do, 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 do.
By the way, you're killing it, man. You sound great. I got to throw that in there. But
Hey, thanks, I'm not, but I appreciate that.
this
You're
song,
very nice.
this song though, still, man, it sounds like the Carpenters should have sang it. Do you know what I mean?
Thank
should
you,
have sung it.
Matt. 100%.
It's not a bad song.
It's an awesome song.
But
Pull it out of the Sunflower Beach Boys context. Awesome tune.
Yeah.
You're right. Karen Carpenter would crush that. The Carpenters would crush that.
It sounds like that. And then the other thing about it goes on too long for me. He does like the whistling and stuff, and it's like, all right, we get it. I don't like that part of it. But
all right, we get it. That's like every Bruce song. Tears in the Morning. The song ends, and then he has this whole piano interlude. It's like, okay, we get it.
The songs are nice songs. He's a good songwriter, no doubt about it. But to me, it doesn't fit on the album. That's my opinion of it. It's probably
I can't stress. I can't stress this enough. Love the song, and I think it's a great tune. But Matt, you nailed it. The Carpenters, man.
It could have been a bigger hit for the Carpenters. You know what I'm saying?
Matt, 100%. You are so right.
They would have to name it something else. And that's another thing. Deirdre, I think that's the first time I ever heard that name was when the Beach Boys had a song called Deirdre. But, But anyway, props to Bruce for not bashing you. Promise, you have lots of talent.
Ago, and oh, so far away.
Yeah, right, Deirdre. You know what I mean? It's the same. Anyway,
it's so good. What do you guys think about Deirdre? Any thoughts on this, Jacqueline? I enjoy listening to you sing. Greg, you have a beautiful voice. Oh, well, thank you, Jacqueline. That's very nice of you. I wish I knew these songs a little bit better, but they're fun to sing. It's fun to sing with you. Kyle Gray Young on Facebook says he should have given both these to the Carpenters or Barry Manilow. Not bad songs, but really odd on this album. Right.
Exactly.
That's all we're saying.
That was my many moods. That's what I was saying. Yep.
Very good. Les says most of Bruce's songs are like Carpenters. Now that you mention it, Rock and Roll Survivor would have been a hit for the Carpenters. Dude, Tears in the Morning would have been a hit for the
Disney Girls. Man, Karen Carpenter could have sang that too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Joyce Gear says, "Yep." Chase says, "Now that I think about it, a lot of Bruce's contributions to the band reminded me of some of Paul McCartney's late '60s piano-driven tunes, like Honey Pie and When I'm 64." Yeah, they're kind of quirky and kind of almost throwback in some ways, right? It's really kind of to crooner era type stuff. Carol Ruth Barnes says it sounds like a song from another era. Right. Wow. Carol, we are on the same page there. Jeff C. on YouTube, the Beach Boys had their share of mellow, schmaltzy songs throughout the years without Bruce's help. 100%. I felt his contributions worked well on those albums. Yeah, well, it's fun to talk about, right? Because they're on the album. You can't change it now, and it is what it is. But yeah, some schmaltzy songs from the Beach Boys, absolutely. One of my least favorite songs of the Beach Boys that is schmaltzy nonsense is In the Back of My Mind on the Today album. If there's schmaltz, that is schmaltz to the. I don't think Bruce ever wrote schmaltz like that song. So it's definitely not just a Bruce thing. It's more of a style thing. Matt, Fred Vale is here.
Hello, Fred. The one and only, the legendary.
Hey, Fred, while you're on here, can we ask you a question? And I've been meaning to send you an email, but we have our season finale. Everybody, we've only got a couple shows left, and then we are done for the year. But Fred, we need to have you on. So, Fred, it's non-negotiable. Fred, you have to be on. You have to be a guest host and do the whole show with us for our final one. But Fred says, "Have a great show, guys. Can't wait for part 3." And yes, Karen would have nailed it. What a tragic loss, man. Fred is just right on. I love you, Fred.
Fred said, "Sure, all right, Fred.
Fred, we love you. Awesome. We love you. We will be in touch soon. I've been lazy and haven't reached out, but you're on our minds, and we're excited to have you back." Dr. Nugget on YouTube says the beginning of Deirdre is so low-fi pop. Yeah, it is. That's it. It's perfect.
Yeah, but then it turns into a Carpenter's tune, after the first part,
Yeah, he should have kept it the beginning, and then all of a sudden, it's great. This is a fun conversation. I'm glad you're all here, and it's fun to talk about. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to Fred. Hi, Fred. Hi,
Fred said, "Honored to call me." We will, Fred.
Done deal,
We're
Fred.
Honored.
Are you kidding? He's honored. We're crazy honored. Jeff on Facebook says, this entire era from the mid-late 65 through 73 is my favorite period. Oh, wow. Of the Beach Boys. The surf and car stuff is part of the legacy, but it was the later material that made them my favorite band of all time. Matt, I wonder how many people are like that, because I think you and I are the opposite, right? Are we? I like Surfing USA, fun, got me into the Beach Boys, and then all of a sudden I accidentally listened to a Smile song off the 30, and then I was hooked. I was like, what is?
Yeah, it's like, what is this? Yeah.
I heard Do You Like Worms for the first time. I'm like, what is happening to my ears?
Yeah, the
awesome.
Wahalulule. I mean,
so it's neat to hear. Oh, you just started singing it. Now I'm like, I have that moment. I love. Yeah. We need to do the Smile album at some point.
Yeah, we do.
But Jeff comes from the perspective of he heard the 65, post 65, 72 stuff and fell in love with it. I think that's so interesting and that's cool neat. That the Beach Boys have so many different eras and sounds and so many different types of fans. And I think Alan Boyd put it really well at the beginning of our last show. He mentioned that. He said that, and I'm not gonna.
Well, a quick story. There's a guy with whom I work who knows I like the Beach Boys. I have a poster hanging up there, and he said, "Yeah, I know all their hits and stuff." He's like, "But I don't really like listening to the hits. I like the deep stuff." And I said, "I got some deep stuff for you." And I sent him Sunflower, and he got back to me the other day. He loves it, and he played "Slip On Through" as his favorite song. He loves add some music, cool. And this is a guy who loves the Beatles, who loves the Grateful Dead, Woodstock era stuff. And he was really loving on Sunflower. So that was cool,
My bandmates in one of the bands I'm in, we had an argument tearing down the other night. And the conversation was, and they all know I'm a huge Beach Boy nerd, so they just kind of pick on me a little bit. But one of the thing was, what's the best American pop band, rock and roll band of all time? And my answer is, there's no doubt to me.
That's easy.
It's the Beach Boys. But they were convinced that CCR and the Eagles were ahead of the Beach Boys. And so, to your point, on my ride home, I texted them the Surf's Up from the Smile sessions where Brian sings all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, go eat this. Tell me CCR ever did this, or the Eagles ever did this. Like, no way. Yeah. So it's fun to anyway, the whole point of that was it's really fun to show people new music, especially when it's your favorite band and you're like, oh, you think the Beach Boys are just this? Well, check this out. They
got really 30 albums, man. They got so much music.
Yeah. So. Matt, can we move on to our next song?
This is the last song on side A. This is a song I talked about the last couple of weeks that I am so into now. There's a Field Flows. There's a live version of it from 1971, and Carl just rocks it. Again, I'm giving Carl props. But this is a song that Dennis wrote that, again, he let Carl sing. And again, it's got rock and drums. It's got the bongos. It's called It's About Time. And I believe Al was a collaborator on the song as well. It's such a great tune. It really rocks. I am starting to really put this in my top 3 of the songs on the album. I love it. It should have been the first single, in my opinion.
Let's do it.
All right.
I used to be a famous artist, proud as I could be, struggling to express myself for all the whole world to see. I used to blow my mind sky high, looking for a lost elation. Little did I know the joy I was about to know what I know to me. I was singing in my heart. I'm singing in my heart. I'm singing, I love to sing. I love to sing it from my heart. Oh, creation, which I'm doing my part. Open out in heaven, the job of child around. Back to permit that day, serving on the upper midday. Dang it, I don't know the words, but I forgot the words that turned the bummer really me. I'm singing in my heart. I'm singing in my heart. I'm singing, I love to sing. I love to sing it from my heart. No, no, no. It's about time. It's about time. Baby, don't you know it's about time. But it's about time.
Yeah, what a rocker. I think Justin in the chat said this, and I've heard this before. Welcome, Justin, by the way.
Hey, Justin.
He said these lyrics are about Brian, and I think I've read that before. Pretty biographical.
Really? Who wrote the lyrics? Who did lyrics on them?
Al and Dennis both wrote them, but there's one line I used to search sky high looking for elation or something like that. It's something like that, But yeah, it seems like it's about Brian. You could interpret it that way for sure.
Really, really.
But I'll tell you, I really, really have grown to appreciate this song a lot. The track, there's just a version of just the instrumental track on Field Flows, and the thing just rocks. And Steven Desper, engineered all that originally. He just does a really good job of getting those sounds out. Great Dennis song, in my opinion. Yep. Yeah,
good tune. Matt, let's keep moving here. Let's
Okay, we're going to flip it over.
I want to make sure we're done before 10 today.
And we have the second Bruce song. We start with, I think we've talked about it enough, but it's called Tears in the Morning. Tears in the Morning.
Tears in the morning ain't gonna tell me what to do. And oh no, those tears, I know they're just a warning, reminding me I'm missing you. So you moved out up to Europe. You packed your room and you packed your soul. Well, I hope you do what you're damn sure of. A lonely bed here takes on the cold. Lose a wife, change my life, we're not together. A canceled future, oops, sorry. A canceled future, well, it's hard on me. Gone. love the baby I'm never gonna see. 'Cause I've got tears in the morning. Ain't gonna tell me what to do. Oh no, those tears, I know they're just a warning, reminding me I'm missing you. Well, you know I lit a candle. It's in my heart now where it glows. Day and night, feel my life's gonna stand still. My heart believes in what you chose, and I won't let nobody carry this load for me. Am I singing that right? Guess I keep a hold on to my sorrow.
Don said he was out of tissues.
I've got to feel what you're not to see. Oh, I've got tears in the morning. Don't tell me what to do. Oh no, those tears, I know they're just a warning, reminding me I'm missing you. Oh, sorry.
You know, that's a good song. It's a great song, I'm telling you, but it's just, again, we talked about it enough, I think, but I think anybody else doing it, somebody said it sounds a little like Elton John. I could hear that in the piano.
Totally.
I do like those chords in the piano, the do, 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 do. Again, it's a very musical song, very good.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, to me, out of place on the album, but kudos to Bruce. It's a pretty cool song.
Yeah, definitely kudos to Bruce. Definitely out of place, but kudos to Bruce. But yeah, I want to, I don't know. It's so hard, man. Like I said, I love Deirdre. I think Deirdre works on the record. I really think it does. But Tears in the Morning it's like a Bruce solo album, or like a Bruce solo song on a Beach Boys album is kind of what it sounds like to me. But
yeah, it does. Just like Disney Girls does too, you know, same thing.
All right, Matt, what's up next?
The next one is, again, one of my favorites. It's a Wilson Love collaboration, which most of the time you can't go wrong with. And this one's really neat because, again, I don't know all the music stuff, but the way the sound of it sounds like Sonic, you know, these echoes and really neat harmony. And that's called All I Want to Do. Probably my number 2 on the album, my second favorite.
I'm going to give myself a lot of echo on this one.
There you go. This is, by the way, this is one of Mike Love's greatest vocals of all time, too. I got to give him props.
100%.
Yep.
Okay, get ready. Everybody turn your lights down. Hold on, let me get the mood going. Ready? Hold on. What if I go to this color? Oh no.
I heard they sing this live right now too at the concert. Mike and Bruce do. All I Want to Do. That'd be cool to hear, yeah.
Sure.
Man, such a great song. I think Cindy said it here a couple times that Dennis would have had a nice lead on that. I could hear that. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I totally agree with that. Dennis
and now
would have sounded awesome.
Mike's lead is great, but that does sound like it's in his wheelhouse. Somebody said, Clint said, I don't care for this one at all. Can't figure out why, but it's a skip every time. That's,
really?
This song did have to grow on me. The first couple times I heard it, it is different for the Beach Boys. But then when you actually hear what's going on, that melody, it's kind of like back to the Today album. It could have been on there. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Matt, another reason to skip this song is that sonically it sounds like it was recorded in a completely different studio at a completely different time. It's very out of place in terms of the quality of the recording. I think the way it's recorded, like it's just like Tears in the Morning, I don't think belongs on the Sunflower album. This song, I don't think belongs on the Sunflower. It almost sounds to me like it could have been on like the 2020 era. I'm not sure when it was written or when it was recorded.
I think it might have been a little bit earlier. Dirk could probably tell us that, but I don't think this was an original, like they wrote it for Sunflower. I think it was earlier, but But I love it. It's grown on me a lot. All right. The next song is a very popular one, made popular in the 90s again by Jesse and the Rippers. And again, it's probably, if not Dennis's most famous song, one of his greatest. The vocal's great. The music's great. And I think Brian really liked this song a lot. He helped him, produce the track and stuff. And it's called Forever, of course. Yep. Justin said that last track was worked on during 2020. So good call, Greg. Yep. Thank you, Justin. Full house, yep.
If every word I said could make you laugh, I'd talk forever. What we had, it shone forever. The song I sing to you could fill your heart with joy. I'd sing forever. I love you, Aunt Becky.
Have mercy.
Forever. So happy loving you. Oh, dang it. Together, my love. Let the love I have for you live in your heart and beat forever. So happy loving you. I wanna be singing my baby. 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 Whoa, na 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 na. So I'm gonna wait. But not forever. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Man, singing this song makes me think it's the best song on this album.
It's really good. Joe Rise had an interesting comment. He said, you also realize this is the Love and Mercy structure to a point. I've never thought about that, but yeah, the chords are very similar.
Oh, totally. Hey, by the way, yeah. Joe, I called you back. Give me a call. We got to talk. Sorry, I missed you, buddy. I love this song.
The Central Park version, the live one of this from 71 when Dennis sings is so good. I love this song a lot.
Yeah, it's a great song. And I love Brian. I love Brian, the ad-libbing at the end.
And
I love his contribution to Dennis's work. That's the one thing that's so cool, especially having brothers like Matt and I do. It's cool, the love and support that the brothers had for each other throughout thick and thin. It's really inspiring, and it's endearing. It's why I love the Beach Boys so much. It's super cool. So, and
it was cool at the 50th. For those of you that saw it, they put this up on the screen, and the band played live to Dennis singing it. From a live track. It was really kind of touching.
Dirk says all I want to do was also to be on the last Capitol album. Man, that last Capitol album would have been awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. Yeah, the fading
Breakaway,
rock group revival.
All I want to do.
Yeah.
Awesome. We should make a fan album and put all those songs on there. It would have been sick.
We got 3 more.
And by the way, this next song is the best song in the album. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I believe this one was started mostly written by Brian, and then Carl and Al worked on it as well. Greg and I both have already talked about how we love the song. I do think it's the best one on the album. Those of you that don't agree, seriously, give it another listen. Crank it up. Close your eyes and listen to it. There's so much going on in it. It's God Only Knows Volume 2, And again, I don't mean in the fact that it was so, progressive for the time, but just that it's there, right? So
I love this song so much.
All right. Our Sweet Love.
I thought about a summer day and how the time just floats away. Pretty things like incense and flowers, I wanna make them part of our sweet love. Could last forever, our sweet love, our sweet love. Could last forever. Lord knows I thought about a winter night and how I like to hold you tight, a candlelight and warmth of a fire. We can make them part of our sweet love. Honey, it's heaven, our sweet love, our sweet love. Could last forever.
This is a terrible time for a pop-up ad to come up. Hold on. Man, I can't believe this. There we go.
Our sweet love could last forever. Sweet love, sweet love. Oh. Like a child with his new toy, my heart is filled with joy for our sweet love. It's heaven, our sweet love, our sweet love. Lord knows I love her so, I feel it down inside my soul. Precious love like this can flower. There's nothing in this world like our sweet love. Could last forever, our sweet love, our sweet love. Could last forever, our sweet love. Could last forever.
Man, good job. And there's nothing in this world like our sweet love. What a line. That's one of the best Beach Boys lyrics, in my opinion. It's perfect at that spot, That's how it builds up to me. Maybe not musically, but finally he's talking about all these different ways he loves, and then there's nothing in this world like our sweet love.
It's such
it hits
a good
me every
song.
time.
Such a good song. Yeah.
Everybody give that one a listen again.
Carl sounds so good. All right, Matt, let's finish up the album here. We got 2 more songs here.
This next one is kind of a sleeper. I listened to it a couple of times and I'm like, this song rocks. It's a Brian and Al, right? And it's called At My Window. And again, it's got really neat chord progression in it and all that stuff.
The thing I'll talk about it after we play the song quickly here. Let's this one's...
That's a good point, Lee. Lee says the issue is Our Sweet Love finds itself on a super strong album with a bunch of great songs. So it's like a 9.65. It still follows the 9.7s and 9.8s. I think Our Sweet Love is almost a 10, but I get your point. There's so many good ones. Yeah.
Birds fly up and down, spinning around, feeling all around. From my window, a little brown sparrow came fluttering down. He came to my window, and as I watched him, I found myself feeling and turning around. And faster I ran out of breath, and I fell to the ground. He came to my window. He came to my window.
So that part right there, Matt, is it's the only time on the album when the first time they sing "He Came to My Window" as a group, that is like you hear Today, you hear that iconic Brian on top, Mike on bottom, Al and Carl in the middle, that iconic Beach Boys harmony sound, and it's such a fleeting moment. It's so small, and all I'm thinking about when I hear this song is I want more of that. But we don't get it anymore. You know, it's just kind of a thing that's dying. You don't hear it anymore. But Brian still has his falsetto a little bit, and Mike just sounds good. I love. Yeah,
it's really a sleeper. Like I said, I had to listen to it a few times, but the more I listen to it, I'm like, this song's really quality. You know, it's good stuff. Made me appreciate Sunflower a lot more. There really aren't any throwaways on the album. You know, they're all decent songs. You know,
they all kind of have their place. I mean, we talk about the Bruce ones, but even the Bruce ones are quality songs. Yeah, they're really, really good stuff. So,
all right, last one. And now this one is kind of a smile, like, you know, retread. I think it came from I Love to Say Da Da, right? Is that the one? Wow, wow, ho, wow. I think
that's right.
Came from there.
If there was a throwaway, I think it might be this one, right? Because it's a smile.
Yeah, but you know,
track, right?
It's so good though. The production of it is so good, and again, Brian's voice at the end of
it's great.
Got his,
it's fantastic.
So the last one is Cool Cool Water, of course.
Let's do it.
Nice keys in this one. So. That's it.
Oh wait, I'm not starting the right part. Hold on. How does the first part of it start? I'm playing the second half of it. How does the first one start?
Oh man.
So cool.
Oh yeah.
Drink a little cool, cool water, water cooling me. Water, have some cool, cool
That's it, yep.
water, water cooling me. Have some cool, cool water, water cooling me. Water, have some cool, cool water, water cooling water. Cool, cooling, yeah, cool, cool, cooling. you down. Here's what you ought to do. Now cool, cool water wheel. Cool water, water cooling me. When the heat's got you down, here's what you ought to get yourself in that cool, cool water now. Ooh, some cool, cool water. Ooh, cool, 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 cool water, water. Sing it, Matt.
In an ocean or in a glass, cool water is such a gas.
Cooling me from the mountains on down to the sea. Cool, clear water keeps on cooling me. In a shady spot, I'm laying down. Only thing moving all the ants on the ground.
Man, what a chill song, you know? And you know, what's neat when I listen to this song is, you know, if you can remember, like Can't Wait Too Long and Let the Wind Blow, you know, they have those chord progressions and like the bass lines. It reminds me a lot of that era. And I know it's from that era, but I like that, you know, Here Comes the Night, all that stuff, you know, kind of reminds me of that. So
It's such a cool way to do that whole smile thing and kind of bring it back. I love Brian's vocal. I love all their vocals on it. But such a cool album. Matt,
Yep.
what's your favorite song on the album?
my favorite song still is Our Sweet Love, followed by It's About Time. I really think that now. Yep, I love those two a lot.
Okay, fine. I'll give one and then a runner-up. I think my favorite song by far is Our Sweet Love, with a runner-up to All I Want to Do. I think it's just a fantastic song for sure. What do you guys think? What's your favorite song on the album? Favorite song on the Sunflower album? Now that we've talked through it all, did we change any minds? We got
yes. We want to know if we changed minds.
Defiant says it was just a great era, period. Yeah, it absolutely was. So much music, as is shown in the Feel Flows box. The fact that you can have that many CDs and that many songs come from one specific era is pretty awesome. A lot of writing going on. Rand says you can't pick. Well, Rand, you have to. Cindy says Forever. Oh, totally. Don says This Whole World. Pickles, hi Pickles. It's About Time. Matt, I think It's About Time is a pretty. I think It's About Time to me got really cool when I started hearing the live versions.
Yeah, it's got a lot of energy. The live ones, same thing. That's what moved me into it again.
Yeah, Jimmy Kasdorf, This Whole World, 2 Forever. Okay. Joe Rice says, so tough, really forget about Forever. It was so passionate. I know, as I'm singing Forever, I'm like, dang it, this song is pretty awesome. Tom Maddox says, all Claire says, it's still This Whole World. Whatever, Claire. You know Our Sweet Love is what's up. Allison says, All I Want to Do. Allison, totally. Mike's vocal on that is absolutely just great. It's fantastic. One of his best vocals. Joyce says too many, but forever. Lots of forevers. Sandy says add some music still. Okay. All right. The Dr. Beach Boy says This Whole World, All I Want to Do, Our Sweet Love. So fun. You guys are so much fun. Thank you for joining us. Matt, we're not done yet though. We have to give a shout out and we have to give a shout out to Al, but why don't we give away our
Let's just say happy birthday to Al and we'll keep moving. We just wanted to say, Al Jardine, if you're out there, if you ever hear this, we love you. I remember when I was a kid watching that Beach Boys documentary, An American Band, and seeing you on there sing Help Me Rhonda. And when I was a kid, you were my favorite Beach Boy, because back then I didn't know the story of Brian Wilson or anything. I just knew you sang the coolest song. And I've seen you in concert about 12, 13 times, and you still sound excellent. Thank you for all the music and wish you a happy birthday there on September 3rd. So I just wanted to say thank you for that.
That's nice, Matt.
Thank you.
Very nice. Yeah, we'll love Al.
Great singer. I mean, really is.
Matt,
good songwriter in his own right, too.
Matt says the best vocalist in the group.
I stand by that. He is.
We're gonna have
Listen
to have
the MIU album, and you'll see what I mean.
We're gonna have to do a best vocalist.
A full house moment, Joe said. Yeah.
A full house.
Put the violins on.
Cut it out.
Well, Steph, everybody loves you at school. Don't worry about it. With the violins.
All right, Matt. Let's do a. Let's give away some stuff.
Let's do it.
And by some stuff, I mean this awesome 2LP. Once again, everybody, to win this, you have to be here. So everybody's got to be here, and you had to have clicked going on our episode. So here we go, Matt. I'm pressing the randomizer button. The winner is Russ and Tracy Bodner. Russ and Tracy, are you guys here? I haven't seen them tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if they're here.
They signed up. Russ and Tracy, they have been with us for a long time, Matt. They were like episode 2, I think.
Yep.
Russ and Tracy.
OGs, like Allison here and Dirk and
yeah,
Scott,
that's true.
You know?
We have a lot of OGs now. It's awesome. I love it.
I know.
Eventually, this group will be the OGs. Russ and Tracy. Let's see. Russ and Tracy, are you guys here? You've won this. I'd love to send it to you, but you have to be here. So, let's see, Russ and Tracy. Matt, you let me know when you think we need to move on.
I think we need to move on.
Okay. All right.
I haven't seen them tonight. So.
I haven't seen them either. That's too bad. They're really awesome, and we love them. We love them very much. So, all right, here we go. Russ and Tracy, you guys are awesome. Oh, they are here. Oh, no way.
Oh, they are here.
Wow.
There they are.
We
all
were
right.
about to pick another one.
Yes, hands.
Oh, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
So glad you're here.
here.
Yeah, that you made it. Yep.
Hey, Russ and Tracy, do us a favor. Will you send us a message on one of us a message on Facebook or on the Beach Boy page and send us your address, and we'll send this beautiful 2LP set to you guys. And thank you for all of your support.
Yes, thank you very much.
I would say over the years, but it's really over the month. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Well, Matt, this is a fun show. Talking Sunflower.
Let's do some requests. How about everybody in the chat? Let's in honor of Al. Pick your favorite Al song for Greg.
Yeah, we'll play a few songs. We'll do our all requests. So anybody have any songs they want to? That was close, by the way. I literally had already pressed the randomizer button. I won't say who, but
yeah, don't.
What are your favorite Al songs? Let's sing a little bit of them, or any request, anything you guys want to hear.
Any request, but we thought for Al,
we got 5 minutes
for his birthday. But Kiss Me Baby. Joe said Kiss Me Baby. Oh, Rand said Island Girl. Loop-de-loop. There you go. Honking down the highway.
Loop-de-loops.
Go with me.
Loop-de-loops. There's no real lyrics to that one, is there?
Can you play Honking Down the Highway? Yeah. Have you ever been in an airplane? Right. That
one. Yeah. We could do that one.
Loop-de-loop. Flip, flop, fly. Yeah.
Honking Down the Highway's got some interesting chords.
Honking. Yeah. Lady Linda, Cotton Fields. Come Go With Me. Susie Cincinnati. There you go.
That sounds right.
Got weird chord changes too. Brad Bryan, man.
Okay, we're gonna try it. Honking Down the Highway. Let's do it. You ready? Honking down the gosh darn highway. Trying to get past them cars. Got a little date with an angel. She's the one who said she'd go with me to see a little movie tonight. Honk, honk, honking down the highway. Her folks told me that she's lonely, and they didn't only just to running away with guys. Hurrying, praying that she'll hold me tight. Honking on, hoping that she'll see the light. Who cares if we gotta spend a little her heart away. Honk, honk, honking down the highway. Take one inch at a time now. 'Cause I'm feeling fine now. I guess I've got away with girls. Honking down the highway. Honk, honk, honking down the highway.
Yeah, Rand said lots of modulation. I think that's true in that song. It sounds simple,
Yeah, it's
but
got
when
a
you
really
really play it
interesting-
like you're playing it, yeah, it's tough. I think Al said that too. He's like, it sounds like a simple song, but it's not.
Yeah, it's pretty intricate stuff in there. We got a couple more, Matt?
Yeah, Susie Cincinnati. Somebody said play something from Lucky Old Son. You know, it was the anniversary of the release of that album last week as well.
What do I know on Lucky Old Son?
Do you know Live Let Live? Do.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Live, let, live, not die, right?
Yeah, that's a great one.
I have nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. I think
That's one of Brian's greatest solo songs ever, the harmony in that.
Definitely.
So,
I'll see if I can remember it. I don't know if I. Oh, man.
How about Come Go With Me then or something? Or Then I Kissed Her. I don't know if you've ever played that one.
Okay,
So
wait.
that
What's that? What's that one called, Matt?
Live. I think it's Live Let Live.
Live, let live, lyrics, Brian Wilson. Okay, we can do this.
It's got some crazy chords too, but you got it. Oh,
Okay.
Waves of Love.
Okay,
That'd be
here it is. Here, I got it. Okay, I got it.
In honor of that Lucky Old Son. Great album. If you haven't heard that one, go out and get it. Beautiful. Greg and I saw that whole show live. Remember in Nashville? He played at the Ryman. Played the whole Lucky Old Son album.
Totally. It's a great
Epic.
one. I've got a notion we come from the ocean and God Almighty has his hands on the water. Blue Pacific as azure as the sky. Perfect for fish, making a wish like him and teardrop to fall. Well, passing me by, wondering why.
Live, let, live.
Live, let, there it is. Live, not die. I am a diver, a long line survivor, and man, small whales are body gravity zero. Play the hero, don't mean nothing you see. Man, passing by, pondering where, for, and why. God, help me for where babies that cry. Live, let live, not die. My heart beats so fast. Our hearts meet at last. Feature creatures of God. Let them abound, let them alone. Let's get the hell out of here.
Man, what a song.
I did not play that right
You
at all.
still had it, right?
Man,
You
his
did very well for just
that's
doing
such
it
a-
off the top of your head. Yeah.
that's such a good song. It's such a cool song. All right, man, let's do
It's
one
so
more.
good.
Let's
Yeah.
do one more and then get the hell out of here.
All right, how about we close the night with Then I Kissed Her, one of Al's most famous vocals.
Okay.
I remember he used to come on, they play the doom, 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 and then Al just kind of walks out, ladies and gentlemen, Al Jardine, really cool. So one of their best covers, in my opinion, too.
Well, I walked up to her and I asked her if she wanted to dance.
You got that up high.
She looked
stop for nights, and so I hope she might take a chance.
We better do a key change.
You got it.
When we danced, I held it tight. Then I walked her home that night, and all the stars were shining bright, and then I kissed her. Well, each time I saw her, I couldn't wait to see her again. I wanted to let her know that I was more than a friend.
Wait, what are the words?
I didn't know just what to do.
Thank you, brother.
So I whispered, I love you. And she said that she loved me too. And then I kissed her. I kissed her in a way that I never kissed a girl before. I kissed her in a way that I hope she liked forevermore. She was mine, so I gave her all the love that I had. Ooh. And one day I'll take her home to meet her mom and her dad. Ooh. Then I'll ask her to be my bride and always be right by my side. I felt so happy I almost cried, and then I kissed her. And then I kissed her. And then I kissed her.
Man, what a fun show.
Oh, man.
We love
Happy
you guys so
birthday, Al.
much.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Al. Thank
We
you,
love all of
everybody.
you.
Thank you
What a
so
great
much.
discussion we had on this album.
Yeah,
breaking
now,
it down.
The
So
next,
fun. Yep.
The next show we have will be on August 14th. Matt, do you want to tell everybody who our amazing, exciting guest is going to be?
Well, actually, it's going to be September 21st, not August 14th. Our next.
Where is my head,
skipping.
dude? I am
We're
out
not-
of it
we're
the
not-
past month.
We have to take a week off, and so we will be back on the 21st. But I am so excited to announce that we will have current Brian Wilson band member, also former member of Jardine, member of Jesse and the Rippers,
Let's
Gary
go.
Griffin. Gary Griffin is going to join us on our stream, and we are so excited. So
Oh, it's going to be
we
so
will
much fun.
we will promote the heck out of that. But make sure you join us on the 21st when we have
Yeah.
Gary Griffin right here on our show.
It's gonna be
Currently
fun.
on tour with Brian Wilson. It's
Currently
really
on
exciting.
tour with Brian Wilson. Bring all your
That's right.
questions for him. It's going to be awesome. So,
Yep.
hey, we love you all very much. Thank you for joining us. Always an honor to have you here. We'll see you. We'll see you next time. We love you guys. Good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Beach Boys, we're talking Beach Boys, 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 Beach Boys, we're talking Beach The